Hey everybody, welcome back to another craft break. My name is Emma, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this super easy to do, really inexpensive, personalized wine bottle for your friends for this holiday season. So like I said, it's really simple to do. One of the best things about a project like this is that they look really personalized and special and homemade, but you can whip out a bunch of them at a time. You can tell it's super adorable, and anyone would be really excited to receive this as a gift this year. All you're going to need to follow along is, of course, your wine bottle. We're using this little cute Prosecco bottle. You're going to want to have some FolkArt multi-surface white. Any white color will do. You want to make sure that it's multi-surface so that it adheres to the glass really well. And then your Mod Podge of choice, whether it be matte, satin, or gloss. Today I'm using gloss because I just like the sheen of it, and I think it looks pretty and glossy and festive for the holidays. So, you're also going to want to, of course, have your decorative napkins. So, whenever I am at like a home decor store, usually they have, especially this time of year, really great gift wrap sections, and sometimes they have really cute festive napkins. I like ones like this, where it's kind of patterned. It's on a light colored background, so that when you Mod Podge it to your white painted wine bottle, it just looks really seamless, and of course you get this really great pattern. I also just want to emphasize that this is really easy to do, especially if you're on a budget this year, and you make a really cute and homemade and sweet gift for a loved one. So super simple. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it today. So first, I like to go ahead and take a little like cotton swab of rubbing alcohol and just wipe down roughly all of the glass parts of my wine bottle so that my paint adheres really well to it. I'm going to take a small flat brush, have a paper plate here. I'm going to go ahead and apply my titanium white to my plate, and now we're just going to start painting. So one of the things that I learned while doing this craft is that I like to use a brush instead of a spouncer while I'm creating this, because it's really easy to get the paint to be exactly where you want, and you end up with those really crisp lines that makes this look so professional and so finished. And you can see once I'm going around the label of the bottle, I'm just really carefully painting using my flat end of my flat brush right up against this label. So if you want to like start at the edges so that you get the hard part out of the way, that's a great thing to do. But I will say, when you're working with multi-surface paint on a glass piece like this, you want to, as best as you can, create big long strokes, because when we are applying the paint, as soon as the paint touches your surface, it already is beginning to dry. So if you don't create those really sleek long strokes, then sometimes you can run the risk of your paint having a little bit of texture to it, which of course we don't want. So if they're not, super long and smooth, I don't want you to be turned off by that, but just do the best that you can. So like I said, we're getting really flat lines around the label so that we don't get any paint on our label. I feel like that's part of the appeal to a project like this. If you want to get like a really nice bottle of wine, or even a really nice bottle of like sparkling juice or something, if your friends don't drink, it's good that, I think it's a benefit that you can see that label so they know what they're drinking. Yeah, super duper cute. Okay, so really simple. You just want to get a really nice base coat onto your wine bottle. It will take, probably about 2 coats. Mine did when I made the first project. So once it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and give this guy another coat, but you guys can see just how quickly I'm doing this. Like I said in the beginning, you can really create a bunch of these to hand out for holiday gifts this year. Okay, so we're looking like that. a little bit of TV magic, I do have a step out for you guys so that you don't have to watch me paint the entire bottle. But this is 2 coats of our titanium white. It looks like this when it's done. And now we're ready for Mod Podge. So, if you've never Mod Podged with napkins before, I have a couple different tricks for you guys so that you get the best result possible. I'm going to peel apart my napkin, the white side up. So a lot of times a napkin has several plies, and what that means is it has multiple layers to the napkin, like you see when you're in the paper aisle at your grocery store, like toilet paper and paper towels. They'll tell you how many plies they have. That's what we're trying to remove from this napkin, and I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm actually going to take just like the tiniest little dot of Mod Podge on my finger and dab it on my other finger so that it gets kind of tacky, which will in turn make it really easy to remove these plies from our napkin. So I have found in my experience that napkins will always have at least 2 plies, but a lot of times you think there's only 2 plies, but then there's 3. And the reason that we are removing the excess white plies that don't have the pattern on them is because when we go cut out our design and then adhere it to our surface, whether it's a wine bottle or really anything that you're Mod Podging a napkin to, if you don't remove those plies, then you can be left with some unsightly wrinkles in your project, which of course we just don't want. So that's why we remove the plies. It's a good important step. Okay, so now we're ready to go. I am going to go around my little holly leaves here, and it doesn't have to be super close to the design, but I'll show you what I'm working with. I just like to remove as much as the white as possible so that our pattern on our wine bottle, looks really seamless. Okay, so like that is good. Okay, so the next step is that you want to cut out all of the different designs from your napkin that you plan on using for your wine bottle. I'm going to set my napkin aside. And now I'm going to take my Mod Podge brush. It's a little wet from the last time I used it. I'm going to dry it off. I'm going to take my Mod Podge brush and onto my wine bottle, I'm going to apply some of that Mod Podge directly onto my bottle. And the reason that I'm applying my Mod Podge to my bottle as opposed to my napkin is just because my napkin's so thin and I don't want it to tear. And I'm going to press down and then just use my fingers and make sure that it's really nice and flush to my surface. And you see, because our napkin was on a white background, it blends just so seamlessly into the bottle. I have a couple of patterns cut out. I wanted to give you guys a tip that I like to use to make a project like this seem like the pattern is really seamless and make it feel really professional when we're Mod Podging around some less organic shapes like this square label. So I'm going to take one of my patterns and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to carefully cut as straight of a line through my napkin as I can so that it's, we have that straight edge now. I'm going to apply some of my Mod Podge to the edge of my label here. And then I'm going to take my straight edge and place it right up against my label. Press it down. And I just think that's a really great tip because you can see it just makes it feel a little bit more finished so that you don't have like an awkward space around here where it looks like kind of jaggedy and like the pattern is not so seamless. I'll show you the finished one again so that you guys can get a good look. See, down here we did that and it just makes it feel very professional. Okay, I'll do a couple more for you guys. And then of course you can take the other end of the little piece that you cut out, apply it down here. And butt it right up against there. and then just press it down. When you're getting into the grooves, you just want to, you want to work in one direction when you're Mod Podging, because if you're like pressing down this way and then you kind of press in this way, you run the risk of getting bubbles under your napkin, which of course we do not want. Do a couple more for you guys. Also, this Mod Podge brush is just so great. It's really great for larger sections. It's really great for Mod Podging onto 3D surfaces like this one. You can find it on platonline.com. Couple of stars. Boop. Oh, there's no Mod Podge there. It's okay. And I love that this pattern of napkin too has some bigger designs and some smaller designs so that you can fill some of that empty space and make it look really like there's no blank spaces. You don't want it to look like it's unfinished. Okay, so you just do that to the entire bottle and then you end up with something like this. So the main tips that you'll want to remember coming out of this little lesson today is I find that the best kind of napkins to work with are the ones with really light backgrounds so that you can match your pattern seamlessly around. You want to make sure that you're using multi-surface paint, whether you're using FolkArt multi-surface or Apple Barrel multi-surface, because that is specifically formulated so that it brushes on really smoothly to glass and slick surfaces like glass. You want to make sure that you remove those extra plies, guys, so that you end up with a really smooth and beautiful pattern. And I hope that you guys learned something from this. I hope that you're excited to learn how to do this. I hope that you're having a really great crafting season this holiday season. I want to give a big thank you for tuning in with me today. For any of the product that you see me use, you can find it on platonline.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.